So in a world, where you've got so much choice, via the internet, via social media, etc., and you're almost bombarded with it. How do you find purpose? How do you find intention? Is there a magic formula? Is it something that kind of you can sense? Is it something that happens?
Everybody needs a coach. Everyone needs a coach or a mentor or someone to make sense of what's going on, to make sense of your own experience, to make sense of what's happened to you, to make sense of what have you got within you that needs to come out. You've got to work with other people. I mean, I don't know how many people have helped you, but I mean, I've been ridiculously fortunate in the people that have helped me.
That's a really interesting point, I think. And I think the point about mentorship, do we see enough of this in society these days? Or is it just everybody for themselves and you're kind of on your own?
So one of my observations is your environment shapes how you think and who you become. Growing up in Belfast, that environment was really negative. It was really damaging. But I didn't know any different. So that was the norm to me. So violence was the norm to me, and oppression was the norm to me. When I left Ireland and landed in England, I seen a completely different environment. I didn't understand about mentorship. I didn't understand about coaching. But what I was able to do there, and I think this made a huge impact on my life, was I started reading. So I read books by motivational speakers, by leaders, by...
I saw your picture that you posted on LinkedIn some time ago, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, Think and Grow
Dale
Rich.
Carnegie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stephen Covey.
Yeah.
So why did you turn to those books?
Yeah, I think somebody had...
And tapes as well.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. So, no, this was bizarre. I went into my loft a few months ago, and in the corner was a box that just said tapes on it. And I was having a clear out, so I brought it down to throw out, because... it had been up there for a long, long time. I opened the box and it was full of old cassette tapes. And I couldn't believe these. I couldn't even, remember having all of these. So I ordered a old-fashioned cassette player and which sits on my desk now. And I started listening back to all of these.
Who have you been
tapes.
listening to? Who still resonates with you today?
There are so many. Michael Gerber for me was one of the best business advisors ever, and his book, The E-Myth, The Entrepreneur Myth. Stephen Covey for me was 7 Habits, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
Jim Rohn?
Yeah, not so much Jim Rohn.
Napoleon
Hill, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar.
So the first book I read, not the first book I ever read, but the first personal development book I read was Zig Ziglar, Over the Top.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I massively got into Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
And Napoleon Hill said so many. I actually spoke on stage to probably 20,000 people in Vegas, and the Napoleon Hill Foundation were there, and Napoleon Hill's grandson came up to me afterwards, which was just incredible. Napoleon Hill got a huge help from Earl Nightingale, Conan. You find that very few people do this stuff on their own. It's other people. Napoleon Hill was massively helped by, what's his name, Andrew Carnegie, who became the richest man in the world, who actually died of a broken heart. You know why he died of a broken heart?
No.
He became the richest man in the world with his steel company that he sold to JP Morgan. But he died of a broken heart because the steel that was being made was producing bombs for the First World War. And he pleaded with Eisenhower, please don't go to war.
Yeah.
And then even with a purpose, sometimes, life can be difficult and challenging. But Napoleon Hill said something I thought that was just truly amazing. He said that when people get into their 50s, that's the time for them to shine. Around about 55, which is where I am right now. And he, right? How old are you?
57.
57.
Yeah. So,
and he said, because that's the time when you've got all of this wisdom and all of this experience, and that's when you should capitalize. And then he said, what most people at that age work out is it's not about you. It's about we and who can you serve.